Hi, my name is Anjanette Palahio, and our group will be reporting Module 9, Tax on Domestic Corporation. So, what is domestic corporation? These are entities organized and constituted under the Corporation Code of the Philippines, but for income tax purposes. So, sila yung mga company na naitatag gamit or base sa batas ng Pilipinas. So the term corporation does not include the following. So the first one, a general professional partnership. Under the tax laws, GPP or General Professional Partnership is not considered as a corporation. For the purpose of the computation of income taxes, yung individual partners ng GPP will be liable to pay their own separate income taxes after ng distribution ng respective share doon sa kinita ng kanilang partnership. And yung partnership na to ay binubuo ng mga individual practitioners or professionals. So next one, a joint venture or consortium formed for the purpose of undertaking construction projects. So joint venture is not considered as a corporation for tax purposes kasi ang joint venture ay isa lamang agreement or a contract sa pagitan ng dalawang entities, either individual or corporation, or a combination of both. And next, or the last one, a joint venture or consortium for engaging in petroleum, coal, geothermal, and other energy operations pursuant to an operating or consortium agreement under a service contract with the government. So, hindi rin to considered as a corporation kasi same sila ni letter B. It is just an agreement or contract. Pero ito naman with the government. So, kasali si government. What is general professional partnership? So, as mentioned earlier, yung partnership na GPP or General Professional Partnership ay binubuo sila ng individual practitioners or professionals. They are exercising their common profession and it is not taxable because no part of the net income of which is derived from engaging in any trade or business. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Good day everyone. My name is Zarina Maydi Pulido, your reporter in Capital Gains Tax. What is capital gains tax? The capital gains tax is a tax that must be paid because it is presumed that you gained a profit from proceeds of the capital assets sold. So, sa madaling salita, kapag ibibenta mo yung property, ay maaari kang magbayad ng capital gains tax. Ang capital gain tax ay tax na binabayaran dahil pinapagpalagay na mayroon kang kita mula sa ibinenta mong capital assets. Then, according to Section 39 of the Tax Code, capital asset is a property held by the taxpayer whether or not connected with his trade or business. Ang capital assets naman ay properties ng taxpayer na hindi karaniwang ginagamit sa negosyo. Right, for example, house and lot na minana mo sa magulang mo. And a condominium unit na binili mo 5 years ago, pero ibibenta mo na siya. At yun nga, kapag nabenta mo ang capital asset mo bilang seller sa isang real estate transaction, saka ka lang magbabayad ng capital gain tax. Please guys, take note po natin that capital gains tax is only applicable to the properties located within the Philippines. Kaya kung let us say lang na dual citizen ka tapos ibibenta mo yung townhouse mo sa abroad or halimbawa na lang Canada, hindi mo na kailangan magbayad ng capital gain tax dahil yung property na yun ay located sa labas ng Pilipinas. capital gain applies on number 1, land, number 2, share of stocks but not traded, and number 3, nilagay ko na rin siya dyan, other capital gains kasi under siya ng capital assets. Pero kung sa taxation, ordinary income tax lang siya. Yung number 1 and 2 is capital gains tax. How to compute capital gain tax? Dito sa Pilipinas, ang capital gain ay may tax rate na 6% times highest tax base equal capital gain tax. Tax base is either the gross selling price of the property or current fair market value as determined by the BIR. Kung alin ang mas mataas sa dalawa, gross selling price or current fair market value, yun yung gagamiting tax base. And that's all for today. Thank you very much.
So, good day. My report for today is about the formulas on share of stock. Per transaction, ito po yung formula. First is the selling price of shares of stock of a domestic corporation not listed and traded in a local stock exchange held a capital asset. Less, babawas po natin yung cost or business expenses. Total, yung total po, doon po natin i-multiply po yung 15% to come up with the capital gain tax on shares of stock. We have example here, the illustration 1. On a sale by the company of shares of stock of a domestic corporation not listed and traded in a local stock exchange held as investment capital asset at a capital gain of 50,000. How much is the capital gain tax? Ang selling price po natin, as stated, it is 50,000 pesos. Less yung cost, wala po tayong cost dyan. It is a fixed, permanent po yung zero na cost. Pagka ang pinag-uusapan po is yung shares of stock. Total natin, 50,000 minus 0 is 50,000. Ngayon po, to come up with the capital gain tax on shares of stock, multiply po natin 50,000 times 15% is 7,500. So, yun po yung capital gain tax po natin is the 7,500. Next is, sample, on a sale by F company of shares of stock of a domestic corporation not listed and traded in a local stock exchange held as investment capital asset at a capital loss of 40,000, how much is the capital gain tax? Selling price po natin is not applicable. Bakit po not applicable? Pagka capital loss po ang meron po sa atin is hindi po siya kasali po sa computation. Kaya po not applicable. Cost, ganun na rin po. Kaya hindi na po natin kino-compute kasi po wala naman pong capital gain. The next is, on a sale by J company of shares of stock of a domestic corporation listed and traded in a local stock exchange held as investment capital asset at a capital gain of 40,000, how much is the capital gain tax? As we can see, not applicable din po. Bakit po? Kasi po, listed and traded po siya. Pag sa share of stock, kino-compute lang po natin yung capital gain tax kung hindi po siya listed. If it is not listed po. So, ganyan din po, not applicable. So, 0 po yung sagot po natin. Rules on capital gain tax on sale of shares of stock. Andito po yung sinasabi po natin kanina. Letter A, the shares of stock are those of a domestic corporation. Dapat po, from domestic corporation po, hindi po foreign corporation. B, the shares of stock are not listed and traded in a local stock exchange. Nandun po sa mga given example po. Pag not listed, yun po, nako-compute po natin. Pero pag listed po yung nakalagay, hindi po natin kino-compute yung capital gain tax po niya. Letter C is, on sale basis, there is a tax if the sale resulted in a gain. Pagka may gain po, dun po natin i-compute. Pag loss naman po, yung na-incur po ng company, wala po kung dapat gawin na computation. Yan lang po. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'm Sherna De La Cruz. Okay, let's talk about real property. Formula on real property. Fair transaction. Selling price, fair market value, total whichever is higher, capital gain tax on real property at 6%. Illustration A. On a sale by JCO Land and Building, real property in the Philippines held as investment capital asset at a capital gain of 12 million on selling price at fair market value of 100 million. How much was the capital gain tax? At ang magiging selling price natin dyan ay 12 million at ang magiging fair market value natin ay 100 million at ang magiging total whichever is higher natin is 100 million. Bakit nga ba ito naging 100 million? Dahil kung ano yung pinakamataas yun ang ilalagay sa total whichever. At ang magiging capital gain tax on real property at 6% natin ay 6 million. Bakit ba ito naging 6 million? Dahil 100 million times 6% is equal to 6 million. Illustration B. On a sale by KOO Land and Building, real property in the Philippines held as investment capital asset at a capital loss of 10 million on selling price of 50 million when the fair market value was 40 million. How much was the capital gain tax? At ang magiging selling price natin dyan ay 50 million. Fair market value is 40 million. At ang magiging total whichever is higher natin ay 50 million. Same as illustration A. Kung ano yung pinakamataas, yun din ang ilalagay natin sa total whichever is higher. At ang magiging capital gain tax on real property natin at 6%. Dahil 50 million times 6% is equal to 3 million pesos. Thank you.
The final tax on passive income, illustration B. The problem given is that ABC Company have deposited 24 million pesos to DEF Bank with the 3.25% interest rate per annum. The question given is how much is the passive income earned, final tax, and net amount received. Given the problem, knowing how much is the passive income earned, final tax, and net amount received. As we can see here in the given table, we've concluded that the passive income earned is 780,000 pesos, while the final tax, where it is withheld by the income payer at 20%, is equals to 156,000 pesos. And now the net amount received is 624,000 pesos.
Good day everyone, I'm Crisel Joyce de Layuan. And as a continuation po on the report of Mr. Agudos, which is the normal tax, let me continue the report on illustration B. So, if a company in the preceding illustration opted for the optional standard deduction, the normal tax would have been computed as follows. So, gross income is 2 million pesos less the optional standard deduction at 40%, which is 800,000. The taxable income will be 1.2 million and the income tax at 25% is 300,000. So, yung OSD po is nakuha yung 40% from 2 million. Kaya po, ang lumabas is 800,000 pesos. And from the 2 million less 800,000, we will have the taxable income to 1.2 million. And from 1.2 million, we will get the 25% income tax, which is 300,000 po. Then why would the corporate opt for the optional standard deduction or OSD? Because whereas the itemized deductions requires vouchers and receipts to substantiate them, the OSD is standard amount and requires no vouchers and receipts. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'm Christine Licudan and my topic now is a minimum corporate income tax or MCIT. So what is a minimum corporate income tax? It is imposed from the beginning of the fourth taxable year immediately following the commencement of the business operations of the corporation. So ito daw ay ipinataw mula sa simula ng ika-4 na taon ng pagbubuwis kaagad pagkatapos ng pagsisimula ng mga operasyon ng negosyo ng korporasyon. So, meron po tayo ditong illustration A at saka B. So, paano ba yung pagkuha ng minimum corporate income tax? Yung formula is yung normal income tax, minimum corporate income tax, tax due, whichever is higher. So, sabi dito sa illustration A, C. Co. had gross profit from sales of 500,000 and a gain on sale of an asset of 100,000. Business expenses were 400,000. How much is the income tax for the year if it is in 5th year of operations? So, dito sa illustration A, yung gross sales ay 500,000 and then yung gain asset ay 100,000. And then, i-add lang po natin sila. Tapos, makukuha natin yung gross income na 600,000. And less business expenses, 400,000 minus gross income, kaya 200,000. Ngayon, yung normal tax na 200,000 ay ita-times natin sa 25%, kaya magiging 50,000. And then, yung ating MCIT na 600,000, imumultiply natin sa 2%, kaya magiging 12,000. Itong due naman ay 50,000 dahil mas mataas siya sa 12,000. So, yung 5th year income tax niya ay 12,000. Dito naman tayo sa illustration B. So, dito naman yung gain, gross profit ay 800,000. Gain asset niya ay 190,000. Sila ay pag-aadin din natin, kaya ang gross income ay 990,000. Yung gross income na 990,000, business expenses 940,000, magiging 50,000. Ito yung normal tax. Yung 50,000 na normal ay imumultiply natin sa 25%, kaya magiging 12,500. Yung minimum corporation income tax ay 990,000 multiply by 2%, kaya magiging 19,800 income tax. Kaya yung income tax niya ay 19,800. And then yung 5th year, ika-5th year na ay 19,800. So, yun lang po. Thank you po.
Hello everyone, and this is my report. Jayco had a gross profit from sale of 700,000, a capital gain of 1 million, and a sale of land, real property at 5 million, and interest on Philippine currency, bank deposit of 20,000, business expenses were 500,000, and then get the income tax expenses for the year.
First, to compute the income tax expense for a year, first ay kukuhanin natin ang gross income or the profit from the sales, which is 700,000 pesos. And then also, kukunin natin yung business expenses, which is 500,000 pesos. Then, pag minus natin silang dalawa, to get the net taxable income is equal to 200,000 pesos. Second, now we had the net taxable income of 200,000 pesos and also given yung MCIT na 700,000 pesos. So, i-determine natin kung sino ang pinakamataas na taxable sa kanilang dalawa, then yun ang gagamitin natin to add to the final income tax expenses for the year. So let's compute 200,000 pesos multiplied by 25%, which is taxable of the year. We get 50,000 pesos, and for MCIT 700,000 pesos multiply 2% equal to 14,000. So get natin yung pinakamalaki, which is 50,000. Okay, so let's move on to getting the capital gain. The capital gain tax on sales of land, which is given 5 million pesos, multiply natin to 6%. Then we get the taxable income of 300,000 pesos and also the bank deposit of 20,000 pesos, which gaining of interest multiplied by to 20%, then we get 4,000 pesos. So the last, now we compute all that we need. We finalize it by adding them. The due, which is the higher 50,000 pesos capital gain. Tax on sale, 300,000 pesos interest on a bank deposit, 4,000 pesos is equal to 354,000 pesos, and we get the income tax expense of JCO for the year.
Quarterly tax on corporation. Sabi po rito, sa loob ng 60 days, pagkatapos po ng katapusan ng bawat isa sa unang 3 taon, naghain po yung korporasyon ng income tax return na bago ang 15 na araw ng ika-4 na buwan, kasunod po ng pagsasara ng pagbabayad ng buwis o pagwawakas ng taunang pagbabalik po sa buwis. Sa buwis ng kita ay inihain ng corporation ng income tax return. Yun labang po.
So, good day everyone. I'm Mariel Bautista and I'm going to report the illustration on the quarterly tax on corporation. So, na-discuss na a while ago kung ano nga ba ang quarterly tax on corporation. So, we have an illustration here. It says that K Corporation, a domestic corporation in its 4th year of operation. So, sabi dito, nasa 4th year na siya ng kanyang operations. So, pasok siya sa minimum corporate income tax. So, in its 4th year of operation in 2019, had the following cumulative balance at the end of each quarter and at the end of the year in the Philippine peso. So, gross profit sales from first quarter is 350,000, on the second is 530,000, and on the third is 790,000, and on the end of the quarter is, or in the end of the year is 995,000. The currency bank deposit, interest on Philippine currency bank deposit is 4,000 on the first quarter, 8,000 on the second quarter, 12,000 on the third quarter, and 16,000 at the end of the year. So it also stated the capital gains on sale directly to buyers of land, 900,000 on the end of the year, and share of domestic corporation it has 150,000 on the second quarter, 150,000 on the third quarter, and 150,000 at the end of the year. There is also dividend from the domestic corporation, which has 10,000 on the first quarter, 10,000 on the second quarter, 20,000 on the third quarter, and 20,000 on the fourth quarter. And it also has business expense amounting of 200,000 on the first quarter, 310,000 on the second quarter, and 380,000 on the third quarter, and at the end of the year is 490,000. So dito sa ating illustration, since si K Corporation ay meron na siyang 4th year on operation, so meron tayo ditong gagamitin natin yung minimum corporate income tax and of course the normal tax para ma-compute natin yung kanilang babayaran tax. So ang kukunin natin syempre whichever is higher. So para ma-compute natin ang tax due, so dito sa illustration kanina, so ang gagamitin lang natin is yung gross profit from sales and the business expense. So yung value lang na yan ang gagamitin. So copy lang natin yung gross profit from sales, then the business expense which is 200,000. So ang kanyang taxable income, kung i-compute natin syempre gross profit from sales minus expense was 150,000. So since nga naka 4th year ng operation ang K Corporation, so compute natin siya using MCIT or the minimum corporate income tax. So 2%, so gross profit sales times 2%, so we get 7,000. And para naman makuha natin yung normal tax, so i-compute natin yung taxable income times 25%, so we got 37,500. So ayan. So ang kukunin natin, sabi nga dito, whichever is higher. So ang mataas is the 37,500. So first quarter, ito yung kanyang babayaran. 37,500. So on the second quarter, 530,000. Copy lang natin. Gross profit sales, then the business expense of 310,000. So same process, minus lang natin yung 530,000 sa business expense para makuha natin ang taxable income. So we got 220,000. So ganun din, same process, 2% of the gross profit sales na 530,000, we get 10,600, and 25% of 220,000 is 55,000. So dito, since hindi pala to, dito pala dapat siya sa income tax due. So ang income tax due natin for first quarter na kanina is 37,500. So whichever is higher, ayan, copy lang natin. Ba't mali? Whichever is higher, ayan, 55,000. So dahil nga nagbayad na tayo ng first quarter ng 37,500, so ililess na natin siya. O less. So ang ating babayaran ay was minus, so ayan, ito natin. So, nakuha natin is 17,500. So, sa third quarter, ang gross profit sales ay 790,000. Ang business expense ay 380,000. Minus lang natin siya. Minus lang natin yung gross profit sales from business expense. So, we get the taxable income of 410,000. Same process, 2% of the gross profit sales for the third quarter is 15,800, and the normal tax for the third quarter, 25% ng 410,000 ay 102,500. So, dito, indicate natin yung binayaran natin ng first quarter and on the second quarter. Minus na natin siya. So, ang highest is the normal tax, which is, ito yung babayaran natin, 102,000. So, 102,000 minus yung first quarter and the second quarter na binayaran natin. So, ang babayaran natin, ang income tax due ay 47,500 on the end of the quarter or the year rather. Ayan po, 995,000 minus business expense of 490,000. Ang kuha natin ay 505,000. So, 2% of the gross profit sale is 19,900, and normal tax of the taxable income is 126,250. So, ang highest is ito, the normal tax. Copy lang natin. So, yeah. So, copy lang natin yung 126,250. Then, less natin yung binayaran natin ng first quarter hanggang third quarter. So, para makuha natin kung magkano yung babayaran natin on the end of the year. So, 126,250,000 minus lang natin yung mga bayaran natin last quarter, the first and second and the third quarter. So, nakuha natin is 23,750. Yan. So, lagi nating tatandaan na kung ano yung mas mataas na nakuha nating value, yun yung magiging income tax due natin. So, yun lamang po. Maraming salamat.
Good day, everyone. This is Marina D. Narvaez. I am going to report quarterly tax on corporations by using OSD. So, aside from itemized deductions, pwede ring pumili ang corporation ng OSD. Ano nga ba itong OSD na sinasabi? OSD means Optional Standard Deductions. Pinipili ito ng corporations madalas kapag hindi sila masyadong magastos, medyo mababa lang yung expenses nila. Mas prefer nila yung OSD para mas malaki yung maideduct sa kanilang gross profit, para maliit lang yung taxable income nila. At saka isa pang dahilan nila kaya pinipili nila yung OSD ay kapag nahirapan silang ipunin yung mga official receipt, kapag sa mga business expense nila ay ang gamit lang yung mga simpleng resibo, hindi yun ina-accept ng BIR. So, yun, prefer nila yung OSD. Pero pag sa first quarterly, pag hindi na i-file yung OSD, pag hindi nakapag-file ng first quarter, pagdating ng second quarter, hindi na nila pwedeng gamitin yung OSD. Ang allowed na lang nilang gagamitin ay yung itemized deduction. And additional information, kapag nakapili na ng gagamitin sa first quarter, Kung OSD na ng buong taon ang gagamitin. Kung itemized deduction naman ang pili, o itemized deduction na ang gagamitin sa buong taon. So, tingnan natin yung illustration sa ating module. Ang pagkuha ng OSD ay 40%. Kukunin natin yung 40% sa gross profit. Ita-times lang natin ito sa 0.40. Then, ang magiging sagot doon, yun yung taxable income. Doon naman kukuha ng 25% kapag normal tax. Pag nag-compute naman ng MCIT or minimum corporate income tax, 2% ng gross profit agad-agad doon na magko-compute agad sa gross profit, hindi na magli-less ng OSD or hindi na magli-less ng business income or ng business expense or itemized deductions. 2% na kaagad direkta na sa gross profit. Then, tingnan natin dito sa example. Ang gross profit ng isang corporation ay 350,000 pesos. So, pag kinuha natin yung 40% ng 350,000 pesos ay 140,000 pesos. Then, 350,000 pesos minus 140,000 pesos equals to 210,000 pesos. Yun yung taxable income. Then, kunin natin yung 25% ng 210,000 pesos equals to 52,000 pesos. Yun yung, then, ang MCIT niya ay 2% ng 350,000 pesos ay 7,000. Then, kukunin natin dito yung whichever is higher, kung yung MCIT or yung NT or normal tax. So, obviously, mas mataas yung normal tax na 50,000 pesos, 500 pesos. Then, yun ang babayaran sa first quarter. And take note nga pala sa pagkuha ng MCIT, kapag hindi naman pang 4 years na nag-ooperate yung corporation, hindi mo na magkukuha ng MCIT, hindi mo na kukomputin. Pag first year, second year, or third year operation ng corporation, walang MCIT. Pag fourth year na, pwede na mag-compute ng MCIT. Then, dito naman tayo sa second quarter. Ang gross profit niya ay 530,000 pesos. Ang 40% ng 530,000 pesos ay 212,000 pesos. Then, iles natin ito sa 530. Ang magiging sagot ay 318,000 pesos. Then, sa 318,000 pesos, kukunin natin yung 25% nito na equals 79,500. Then, ang MCIT naman ng 530,000 pesos ay 10,600. So, obviously, mas mataas na naman yung normal tax dahil 79,500 pesos. Then, yung 79,500 pesos, iles natin yung binayaran noong first quarter na 52,000 pesos. So, 79,500 pesos minus 52,500 pesos equals 27,000 pesos. Then, next, sa third quarter naman, ang gross profit niya ay 790,000. Then, ang 40% ng 790,000 ay 316,000. Pag niles natin yung 316,000 sa 790,000 ay 474,000. Then, kukunin ulit natin ang 25% sa 474,000 equals 118,500. Then, i-compare ulit natin ito sa MCIT na 2% ng 790,000 na equals 15,800. Obviously, mas mataas na naman yung normal tax dahil ito ay 118,500. So, dito sa third quarter, ililes ulit natin yung binayaran noong first quarter at second quarter. So, 118,500 minus 52,500 minus 27,000 equals 39,000. So, meaning 39,000 ang babayaran sa third quarter. So, dito naman tayo sa year end. Ang gross profit niya ay 995,000. So, ang 40% ng 995,000 ay 398,000. Iles ulit natin ito sa 995,000, ang makukuha natin sagot ay 597,000. Then, kukunin ulit natin ang 25% ng 597,000 equals 149,250. Then, compare ulit natin sa sa MCIT na 2% ng 995,000. Ang makukuha natin ay 19,900. So, ito, obvious na naman na mas mataas yung 149,250. So, ang gawin natin, i-less ulit natin yung binayaran ng first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter. 149,250 minus 52,500 minus 27,000 minus 39,000 equals 30,750. So, yun na lang yung babayaran ng year-end, 30,750 pesos. Ma-share ko lang sa quarterly tax. For example, ang ginamit ay normal tax. Sa pagdating sa second quarter, halimbawa yung income tax due ng first quarter ay 50,000. Pero ang normal tax sa second quarter ay 40,000. So, example, 40,000 minus 50,000, it means negative siya. So, ibig sabihin, 0 yung income tax due pagdating sa second quarter. Halimbawa, sa third quarter naman, ang income tax, ang normal tax niya ay 60,000. Tapos, ang income tax due naman niya ng second quarter ay 70,000. So, 60,000 minus 70,000, negative ulit. So, 0 ang babayaran. Ganun lang. I hope may natutunan po tayo sa quarterly tax by using OSD. Thank you.